Hello Toy Collector fans, Universal Toy Collector here and welcome to the channel. And welcome to another episode of My Collecting Life, the weekly series where I get to speak with you, members of the toy collecting community, about your own personal collections. Finding out what got you into collecting in the first place and what gives you that toy collecting buzz. Okie dokie then, so who is the guest on this week's episode? Well, you all know the drill. Sit yourselves down, make yourselves comfortable, and let's take a look at some of his collection in a musical montage. Okay, then, so yet again, an absolutely fantastic collection and a real varied collection at that as well. And also, there's some awesome vintage toy photography, which I'm absolutely loving. It is a pleasure to welcome to the channel for the first time, Nacho. Hello, sir. How are you?
Hey Stu, how are you? Good?
I'm all good. I'm all good. Now, we were
Great.
saying just a second ago that I invited you to do this well, I think it was somewhere towards the end of last year. And
Yeah.
we finally got around to meeting and chatting. So thank you so much for your patience and thank you for being part of this series. It's really very much appreciated.
Oh,
How have you
thank
been
you.
keeping?
Oh, thank you for the invitation, and also thanks what you're doing for the community. I was telling that to you that I think is great. There is a lot of people doing stuff like me, and it's good to know the stories and what they have, their collectibles, etc. So it's pretty fun. It's
Absolutely.
pretty fun. So yeah.
Absolutely. It is fun and it's very interesting getting to meet different people and hearing different stories. So I'm looking forward to chatting with you and looking forward to hearing your stories. So you said you've seen a few of these episodes before. So what I've got, Nacho, is 10 questions for you. Run time roughly about an hour. If we go over, it's not a big issue. So when you're ready,
Cool.
sir, we'll crack on with the first question.
Yeah, definitely. Whenever
All
you want.
good? Sweet, sweet. Okay. So what toy lines were you into as a kid, and what memories do you have of those toy lines?
So yeah, when I was a kid, so I was born in 1984, so I was like starting having stuff around like end of the 80s or beginning of the 90s. I was born in, I was raised in Argentina in South America,
Oh wow.
and I came to
Okay.
US 5 years ago. So mostly all my life was in Argentina. So the tricky thing there is that a lot of stuff that happened in the mid 80s, it came like to my country like end of the 80s or early 90s. So uh,
Yeah.
my experience, for example, was pretty hardcore in the Ninja Turtles. That
Right.
is, as far as I know, in US and in UK, it was more in the 1987, 1988. But in my country, they really exploded like 1991 or 1992 when I was 6, 7, 8 years old. So it was the right moment.
Yeah.
Uh, so I had a lot of that stuff. Um,
Yeah.
and I have, yeah, curious stories that I can tell you about it. But I that was one of my favorites. Then I have a lot of stuff also, the Ghostbusters. Uh,
Okay. Yeah.
then I inherited quite some of the collection from my older brother, because I have an older brother that is 8 years older than me, and
Okay.
he's also quite a collector, but he don't do any Instagram or nothing.
Okay.
No show up in Instagram, but he have a very huge collection. But I inherited a lot of stuff around the Masters of the Universe, etc. But
Yeah.
when I was a kid, the Masters of the Universe was not on the hype. It was more on the Ninja Turtles, I can say. Then there was other stuff like Mask that also
Yeah.
came later compared to US. It came in the early
Yeah.
90s in my country, so Mask was also not so popular, but I like it and I have several stuff on that.
Yeah.
Then, and that's what the thing that I am trying to also recover right now about the toys
Okay.
that the toys that I lost, is
Yeah.
the Karate Commandos from Chuck Norris. So
Okay.
it wasn't too popular in terms of, they didn't have well, they had a cartoon, but they never arrived to my country. But the toys were there,
Yeah.
and they were quite popular. So I remember with a nice memory there. So I had most all of them. So I am trying now
Mm.
to get them back.
To get 'em back. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there is some maybe crazy stuff that is interesting for the people that like collecting. That of course there was local Argentinian stuff that were pretty popular in that moment.
See, that's
Yeah,
the thing that I'm interested in, because I was wanting to
yeah,
ask you what toy lines did you have in Argentina, because you were saying that the turtles and Mask didn't arrive in the country until a few years later. So what
yeah.
was it that Argentina had that they toy lines? I mean, I'm really
So
interested to
so
know
there
about that.
was so there was like two different pieces. For example, even with the famous worldwide stuff like Ninja Turtles, Master of the Universe,
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
Thundercats, etc. First, they arrived later, like 5 years later. Everything arrived
yeah,
later, like the cartoon, the merchandise, etc. arrived later. But there was pretty famous, as in US or in UK or whatever. But it
yeah,
arrived in a different timeline. But the other thing is that there was a lot. I assume that happens in all around the world, but in our country, it was pretty common to have a lot of like bootleg merchandise, that it wasn't like
yes, yeah, yeah,
the original one. And because of the price also, sometimes related to the different exchange, it was complicated for some people to get the originals. There was some like shops that have the original ones, but it was pretty
yeah,
expensive. And if you didn't have the opportunity to potentially travel, or a family of you travel, you didn't get those originals. I was lucky in that case, because from time to time I travel to US, but also I have relatives that travel and bring me like original Ninja Turtles, original Ghostbusters. So I remember seeing those even before
yeah,
they arrived to Argentina. So we can talk about it, but it was like quite interesting to see stuff before they came to my country. So
yeah, yeah,
I remember, for example, traveling to US in 1990 or something like that. Early, yeah, I think it was 1990. I came to US with my family just for 2 weeks, and I remember seeing in the cartoon in the TV in the hotel the Ninja Turtles that in the US they already were like in the air like 3 years or something like that. They were like from
Okay.
1987,
Yeah.
and I said, what is this? Like I remember that I was 5 6 years old and remember that moment. And then coming back to my country like 2 months later or something like that, they started appearing the basic first wave of toys of the Ninja Turtles, and most of
Yeah.
them were
Yeah.
like a replica or like a bootleg, but not the original one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I remember being on a break at school in the elementary school, and I saw a guy 1 year old, younger than me. But I remember that moment in a break that I saw him with a Raphael. I have it here because I it's one
Oh,
of my biggest memories. That is this one.
okay. Cool.
That
Oh, wow. Look at that.
is the Raphael Space Cadet from the Ninja
Ah,
Turtles.
that is quality.
So imagine seeing this
Yeah. Yeah.
when we had in my country only like mostly bootlegs and like the only the basic turtles, not this type of toys. So
Yeah.
when I
Yeah.
saw that, I remember to talk to the to the kid and said, "Hey, where did you get this?" And he told me, "No, well, I traveled like last week with my family to US and we were we bought it there."
Wow.
So yeah, well then of course then I traveled again or someone related traveled and they started to bring me stuff and then I went out. But in Argentina it took a while to uh, get the stuff in my
Yeah.
country. The yeah, but yeah, that happens so often, so it was common. But yeah, we still had the opportunity to have mostly of all the stuff that was around, depending on how
Yeah.
much time it take.
Yeah.
But yeah, so besides that, I can tell that now I have a very quite collection of this of the original Star Wars vintage toys. But
Yes. Yes, you do.
but
Yeah.
but I can tell that when I was a kid, I wasn't keen on Star Wars until I was like 12 or 13.
Okay. Yeah.
So I had some of the original ones from my brother, but like I didn't have a strong interest on Star Wars until I was a
Yeah.
little bit older. But now it came very yeah,
Yeah.
very hardcore, but not before. So yeah, I think that I can tell what I told you. Yeah, the Turtles, the Ghostbusters,
So,
and
what was it about
sorry,
Mask? Oh, sorry. Go on.
no. You asked me, and I forgot something to say about toy lanes in Argentina.
Oh, yes.
Besides the bootlegs or the original stuff that came
Yeah.
from US, we have some local toys that, especially what I remember, and I have a lot of care about it. There was a wrestling toy line, like
Okay.
the local wrestling, like WWF from US
Yeah.
or I don't know
Yeah.
in UK, but I mean the local wrestling TV show it was called Lucha Fuerte, that is like a strong fight, something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was pretty famous like for 3 years or something. But what they did, it was quite interesting. They used the how it say the shape of the Masters of the Universe toys, but
Yes.
they did their wrestlers like they
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
how was the license on that, but they were in bootleg because they have like a toy line, like it was like covered by a TV show that was in
Oh, okay.
live and famous. So I don't know exactly how
Yeah.
the license worked there, but it was like a bootleg from Masters of the Universe. I can show you. This is the main character, and of course
Yeah. Go for it.
the quality was pretty bad
Oh,
because
wow.
it was like a plastic more cheap, I can say. And imagine this is a He-Man
Yes.
painted with black hair and well, yeah, like a like a
Wow.
wrestler. So it was pretty famous. I have other stuff that I can show you, but this
Cool.
is an original ring toy set of that.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah,
Wow.
so this is pretty. I can tell that from these boxes probably they are with no open box because this is like originally sealed.
Yeah. That
Probably
is.
they're they are maybe 10 in the world. I don't think that there are more than this.
That's
But and
that
here
is superb.
yeah, and yeah, the quality is pretty good. I found it
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
too long ago. And if you see there behind, you have all the characters like the Toyland have
Yeah.
all the wrestlers. So it was quite interesting what they did. Again, I don't know exactly how it worked the license, but
Yeah.
it was like a bootleg of a mix of Masters of the Universe and also
Yeah.
how it's called. There was another toy line similar to Masters of the Universe. Um, and now I don't remember the name, but it was a mix of those toys, like the heads of Masters of the Universe and
Yeah.
the heads of the other toys, and they mixed a lot and they repaint them, and they did that, and it was pretty cool. So I then, if we can talk later, but I when I started doing customs about different toys, I
Yeah.
I started to do also customs of this toy line for myself, just for my collection. But
So,
yeah, it's pretty cool.
so just talking about customs, then, what got you into doing customs? What was the idea behind that? I mean,
Yeah.
just one day you just woke up and thought, "Do you know what? I'm going to do my own figure. I'm going to make my own custom." That's pretty
Yeah.
incredible. How old were you when you started doing your own customs?
No, no. The truth is that I until I moved to US, that it was like 5 years ago, I had a pretty modest collection of Star Wars,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
just for showing up in one of my rooms, but that's it. Then when I arrived here, I started to find a lot of stuff that I couldn't find in Argentina because of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
ability of eBay or other sources that you can buy
Yeah.
old
Mm.
stuff. And I started to like yeah, get the collection bigger. And then I don't remember exactly how it happened, but it was like, yeah, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when I started my Instagram account. That basically my Instagram account was, that you can see the name here is Vintage Toy Pics, but
Yeah.
my Instagram account started as a more as a toy pics, as the name is, a toy pics art, like a
Yeah.
collage. I don't know how to say
Mm.
exactly, but collage art about toy photography with
Yeah.
virtual backgrounds. I am very good well, not very good, but I consider that I am quite good at editing different pictures all together, and I can do good collages. I don't build dioramas from scratch. I use pictures from that I get from the web or from
Yeah.
other places, and I can uh, do a collage with those pictures, and
Mm.
then we can show some of those pictures. But what I mean is that the Instagram account was most about it. It was just an art that I like to do. I tried to do it before, but I didn't have the good programming resource to do it. Now then I got it, and
Yeah.
I learned how to use the program to, like, it's like a Photoshop.
Mm.
And then I started to do it more often. So I I opened that Instagram account for that. But
Yeah.
then, until I was like, I don't know, bored or whatever about doing pictures, I I started to see a lot of Instagram accounts in the community, because I said the community is great because you
Yeah.
you learn a lot of other people, but also you
Absolutely.
you realize that a lot of people do stuff that maybe you didn't imagine that, yeah, you
Mm.
can do it, but you never think about it. And I started seeing a lot of guys, especially about Star Wars, that they did their own customs, like from the vintage figures, but they mix heads or whatever, and then they paint it, etc. And
Yeah.
they started to do custom. So I said, I can potentially do that. I like it. So I remember the first one that I took was um, the head of Han Solo vintage, and
Yeah.
I used the body of Luke Skywalker pilot, because I have two Luke Skywalker pilots. So I say I can use one just for just practices, and I
Yeah.
changed the heads, and I paint the mustache for this Han Solo, and I convert it in
Oh
uh,
wow. Okay.
Bigs
Yeah.
from
Cool.
Star Wars. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
that one first, and of course, because I am here, maybe in other places you cannot find it so easy, but like I could found like the very easily the bubbles to do the, because I do the card,
Oh,
and
you
then
do the cards as well.
I do
Awesome.
the cards. Yeah, I will show you. I do the cards,
Wow.
and then I I have the possibility here to buy bubbles, different shapes,
Yeah.
to also put the figure. So what I had to learn is about doing the card itself, because it's quite still homemade. No,
Yeah.
I print I design the card, and then I print them in high quality, and then I paste it in, like, I use like a two sides autoadhesive sheet, so
Yeah.
I can uh, I can paste it like
Yeah.
yeah, I can paste it, and I do it under over over a serial a box. I don't know how to say, but
Okay.
it's a
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
serial box,
Yeah.
because it's the same material of a cardboard.
Yeah.
So I do that, and then I have to cut it very in detail with a cutter so I can do the card. So I can show you examples, but
Oh,
then
yeah, yeah.
the
That's awesome.
results can be very real. So you can see that.
Look at those. That is awesome.
So yeah, this is Luke from Dark Empire. So
Oh,
if you
so
see, it's Luke Skywalker from the vintage collection from Return of the
yeah,
Jedi, and what I did is I used a cape from like Darth Vader, and well, I
yeah.
painted some stuff. Then I have, for example, Blade Runner. So it's Han Solo basically because it's Harrison Ford. But
Wow. Wow. That is because I've just bear
see,
with me a second because I've got these two pictures here.
yeah, exactly.
I was
So
going to
this is
ask
this
you
one.
about those. They're customs.
So that one that you showed is this one.
Oh,
They're custom. So
yeah, that is
basically,
superb.
this is this is Han Solo painted, of course, and
Yeah,
with a
yeah,
cape, like Obi-Wan,
yeah.
um, and then yeah. The trick here is to do a very nice card to be nice to see, because if the card don't look nice, it's complicated. But
Can I see the
uh,
back?
yeah,
I see the back of the card.
the back
Yeah,
is
but
just a
look at
picture.
that though. That is yeah, but that is amazing.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, what I told you is just have the time to do it, but it's not
Yeah,
extremely complicated. I mean, I didn't
yeah.
have training about doing this stuff. It's just have the time and have love what you do as a hobby and do it. And I can show
No.
you something more from my country. So probably you know this
Yeah,
guy,
go
no?
for it. Yeah. Who's that? Who's that?
That's Diego Maradona from Argentina.
Of course it is. Of
Of
course it
course.
is. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
awesome. And you've customed him as well.
Sorry.
You customed him?
Yeah. So basically, this one maybe was more complicated.
Yeah.
I had to use here in US they sell toys about the national women's soccer team. That's interesting.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
So the body basically is from a woman from the national team from US,
Okay.
and the head is Ripley from from Alien.
That is
So
superb. Yeah,
then
yeah.
what I
But
did is yeah,
wow.
I painted, and then I print, for example, the badge of the shirt, etc. I
Yeah.
print it also, and then I cut it very thin, and then I paste it. So it's quite detailed.
That
It looks
that
nice.
is absolutely fantastic, Nacho. That
Yeah,
really is superb, mate.
yeah.
Wow.
So well, that's the stuff that maybe takes more time than the pictures
Yeah.
itself that I do, but it's pretty fun for me. I like it, and
Oh,
especially the moment. I mean, for me, it's like when the most nice moment is when I think about what I want to do, and like I have like the
yeah.
idea in my head. That's the best moment, because I say like I will do this. I don't know exactly how, but I want to do this. Then of course I start doing the design of the car, how I will
Yeah.
do it. From time to time, what I do also that I like is maybe I don't like an original card from a toy that I buy, and I change the card. So I can show you, like, for example, I have
Yeah,
one
please
that
do.
this is very recent. This is the Goonies. So they have a different and they have a other type of card that I don't know if I
Yeah.
have it here. Maybe yeah, I have it here. So it's this one. This one is like the original
Okay, yep,
cards,
yep, yep.
but yeah, I for me I said, well, I can do something that I like it more, and I saw a lot of pictures from the Goonies, and I said, well, I can use those pictures as a background for the card, and
Yeah.
so I did it instead of having those. So that's what I.
Look at the
So
back. That
in
oh, oh,
this case,
awesome.
I don't change too much the toy itself. I maybe in this one I painted the jacket of Mickey because the original toy was more lighter, the jacket, and
Yeah, yeah,
the truth is that in the movie it's like this. So I painted like
yeah.
this in the movie, but the toy itself is the same. So I didn't change too much. I didn't did what I did with Maradona. Like I had to
Oh, okay.
invent a toy from scratch. No, this one is
Yeah,
just changing the card. But
just
well,
changing the card.
this is the stuff that I like to do, and now my Instagram account like mix a lot of this stuff. It's not just about the pictures. That the pictures, of
Yeah,
course, from time to time I have them,
yeah,
but then I also have the custom like show. And a lot of people sometimes ask me like, do you sell it or where I can find it? That this is it's nice to hear because the people appreciate what I do. But always I tell them like this is just for me, it's for my fun, it's a collection for me myself. I don't mean
Yeah.
to sell this. It's
No,
just for me.
no, no. I mean, crikey, that's absolutely fantastic. I'm blown away. I didn't realize that they were customs. I mean, because I saw the two Blade Runner figures, and I just thought, wow, I've never seen
Well,
these before.
I send you one
That's
picture that
why
there is a lot of toys like together, like cards.
the cards.
Those
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
are all customs.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to have another proper
you
look at
have to
that.
say.
That was
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah.
So, what was your favorite toy line as a kid, and why? Or did it sort of change as you got older?
I can say that the Ninja Turtles probably was the best. Like
Your favorite?
the
Yeah.
one, my favorite, and the one that I have also a lot of toys. That of course, as
Yeah.
happens, my mother one day from another when I was like 14 or something like that, I am started to like I don't know, getting interested in girls, in sports, in other stuff. Of course, I didn't care about the toys that I had. They were just in my room in some place. And my mother, one day to another, I arrived to my house and she told me like, "Hey, by the way, I threw all your all your toys
Oh
that you have."
wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
like
Wow.
I give it to other people or that have kids,
Yeah.
whatever, and but
Jeez.
but without asking, of course. So
Mm.
from time to time we show with my mother, with my also with my brother, and we tell her like, hey, you just throw away like the value of an apartment right now. I don't know, but like from one day to another, you
Wow.
just yeah get release of everything. But well, it's yeah, I think that when I talk with people, there is quite normal. As I heard in from my same age that they just the mothers took care of the stuff without asking.
Yeah. That's
But
crazy.
what I am trying to do right now is to just recover a lot of stuff that I
Yeah.
had and I liked and that are connected with yeah with my childhood
Mm.
and trying to get it back. But it's hard
So
because it was a lot. So
yeah, yeah. That's
yeah.
incredible.
And
Mothers, eh?
then
Blimey.
what I can say is like um the Ninja Turtles is strange what happens to me right now, but like I had a lot of interest when I was a kid, but then when
Mm.
I started collecting Star Wars because I was keen on Star Wars, like
Okay.
yeah, memorabilia or Star Wars, yeah,
Yeah.
interest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it wasn't when I was a kid, but it started to grow when I was a teenager, etc. When I got an
Yeah.
adult, and I was I am like right now pretty hardcore in Star Wars vintage toy, etc. But not on the Ninja Turtles. Of course, on the Ninja Turtles, I have like this one that I show you from Raf. I have other also like the first wave toys, but I don't
Yeah.
have like the not the collection that I have, but at least a decent number of figures that I should have maybe because I like it a lot when I was a kid. So I don't know exactly
Yeah.
why that happened to me, but like I am not yet there. Probably when I started collecting them more like seriously,
Mm.
I will start picking up on that. But like for now, like my adult collection don't is not too hardcore in the Ninja Turtles. So I can say that as an adult, probably I am more keen on Star Wars. Maybe
Yeah.
I am also starting having a lot of stuff on Mask.
Yeah. I see that. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That's a great toy line.
yeah, and then also I have a couple of stuff also of the superpowers collection. Yeah,
Mm. I've got to say, it's really weird because you saying about the turtles. I was at an age when the turtles came out that I was like in my sort of like mid to late teens, and
mhm,
I was I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. And it's one toy line that I've not really sort of collected, so I haven't dipped my toe in as of yet for the official turtles line. I do have one samurai turtle, which is from I think it's Fury Toys. So I've got that, but and I know my wife kind of likes the NECA turtles as well. So the film version ones, but it's like
mhm.
it's really weird. It's just one toy line that I haven't got into. There's no um nostalgia pull for me with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
turtles. Does that make sense?
yeah. I get
It's
it.
a weird
Yeah,
one.
yeah. For me, it happens and sometimes happen the opposite. Like for example, for me, well, the example of the turtle for me is like I have a lot of
Yeah,
nostalgia about it, but I don't know why that nostalgia for now is not extremely transfer on what I am right now
yeah,
collecting. Like I
yeah,
am leaving it for for other moment. I don't know why.
Another day.
But for example, I'm starting to also collecting some stuff of Masters of the Universe.
Yes.
And the truth is that Masters of the Universe was quite late when I was a kid, because it was more on my brother experience when he was a kid, because he's 8 years older than me. So he was more
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
He had all the collection of Masters of the Universe. Right now, he have a lot of stuff.
Mm.
Right now, as an adult, of Masters of the Universe, but for me it's strange, but I didn't leave it like too much. But I don't know if it was transferred from my brother, or if I probably leave something that I don't remember exactly. But I have like a very nice uh,
Mm.
care of Masters of the Universe, and
Yeah.
I like them a lot. So I am trying right now to start getting bigger
Mm.
the collection. But
When?
it's strange because I didn't leave it like, well, the same for Star Wars vintage toys.
Yeah.
Is I like Star Wars a lot, but the toys experience, I didn't experience it when I was a kid, but I
Yeah.
like them a lot. So sometimes the memories don't match, or the
Yeah.
the,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
nostalgia
I
don't
get
match
that.
on what you like when you're an adult. But
Yeah.
it's strange. Yeah, yeah.
um. When did you stop playing with your toys, and when did you start to become a collector?
So yeah, well, playing, it was, yeah, since I don't remember, but probably since I was, as I told you,
Yeah.
I have this story that I never, of course I don't remember it because I was like 2 years or something. But my brother have a big collection of He-Man, and
Yeah.
I almost broke them, all of them. They told me like, I one day I picked them up and I start taking out the legs, and remember that the legs were very like
Oh yeah.
hard to then put them again.
Yeah.
And yeah, my brother was of course quite pissed with me, but I was like a 2-year-old kid and he was like 10. But yeah, I can tell that I don't remember, because what I remember is that I always like action figures and not like cars, or like, of course I had cars or trucks, but
Yeah.
I remember being on my birthday, or when I receive a present in Christmas or whatever, like I like the action figures. I didn't like a toy that was related to a vehicle or a
Yeah.
but it's probably from very early childhood. The Yes, what I remember is that there was like a, that it happened a lot of people when I talk in these communities, like there was like a hard stop when I was like 13 or 14,
Yeah. Yeah.
that I was more keen on video games, of course. Well, I was keen on video games since I was also very young, but
Yeah.
I was more like keen on video games, and also starting, yeah, doing more sports more seriously, and also, yeah, liking girls, and like forgetting the childhood stuff.
Yeah.
And that stop about toys for me lasted like yeah, maybe until I was 20 something, that I started to
Get back into it again.
back into it. Like it was, yeah, maybe the early
Mm.
2000s or something like that, because I am now
Okay.
39. So when I was 22, 23, just I started to collect like the Star Wars vintage toy line, but very slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I don't recall exactly why it was, but I remember that I have a very good friend of it's a very good friend of my brother, but we have a very good
Mm.
relation also as a friend. And he was, I think that he was the one who inspired me, like to, in terms of having the toys on a shelf and showing them, because I remember going
Yeah.
to his house, and as an adult already, or as a young or late teenager, and he had like the stuff very well organized, and he was a collector, and I liked that stuff, how he had it. And I remember that he was quite hardcore on Star Wars, and I don't know if that also,
Helped.
I had never seen those Star Wars toys before, the vintage toys, because of course until the internet was more fluent, you
Yeah.
couldn't check really how much toys were around, etc., or the difference of the toy line. So I remember yeah, those moments that maybe influenced me in collecting, but I really don't know exactly how it happened. But it started again, and it was more just about Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I yeah, then when I moved here to US, I started to getting bigger with other stuff. What I can tell is that I had another that maybe in UK, I don't know in UK how famous is or in US, but in US I know that's known. But now it came a movie, but it was pretty more popular in Latin America and also in Europe, but in France I know and in Italy that is the Saint Seiya or Knights of the Zodiac. That is an anime
Mm.
series. It's an anime series
Oh,
from
okay.
Japan
All right.
that, yeah, they have a pretty good, nice toyland. Very hard to play when I was a kid, but I have a lot of them when I was a kid. Then of course I lost them, and I am trying now to recover them.
To get back. Yeah.
But yeah, I have an example here. But they have like a. This is very
Oh,
Japanese,
wow.
no? This is
Yeah,
very
yeah.
Japanese
Look at
toy.
that.
So it's this is Knights of the Zodiac, or it's called Saint Seiya in US. So these
Awesome.
ones they have like an extra an armor that you can take out, so you can
Yeah.
take all this metal shield out of the guy. And they made it's pretty famous in Japan, especially in Latin America also, and they have a very good toy line in the late 80s that arrived in Latin America like in the mid 90s.
Yeah.
And right now they have like a very fancy new toy line because the series is pretty famous in those places, and they have like new very fancy more like quality toys that are
Yeah.
like exactly, they look exactly the same as the anime series, as the cartoon. But these ones that I showed you are more vintage, but it's the ones that I like because they are the ones that I had when I was a kid. So
Mm.
I have lots of those, but then I miss them, and now I am trying to also recover them.
Getting back again.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, mothers have got a lot to answer for, haven't they? Blimey. See, the funny thing is, my dad, he was sorting out the loft and he was chucking like a load of boxes away. And he was just about to throw this box away. He decided to look in it and he found like a load of my original, well, 5 of my original Motu figures. So
Okay.
he knows that I do a channel now. So he sort of like, I found these. I was just about to throw them out. Don't you dare. So I picked them up and like done them up again and restored them. But yeah, I just,
Oh, that was great.
parents
That's
just
like a treasure, no?
yeah, yeah, just throwing stuff out. No,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
No,
What?
and I
Oh
remember,
dear.
yeah, I remember also having like play sets. Like I remember
Yeah.
the Castle of Grayskull that was from my brother originally, but I
Mm,
played with it and we had it
yeah.
in my bedroom in a shelf for a lot of time. And then one day my mother also, because no one, the truth is that I had a lot of time to say, hey, I will care about this, don't throw it away or whatever, and I didn't.
Yeah.
And of course, one day I left my house, and well, my mother took the decision that it's fine because it's what it happens. But I remember a lot of stuff that we had there that it wasn't threw away for a lot of time, but because we
Wow.
didn't care in the time that we should care,
Yeah. Yeah.
it went away. Yeah.
Crazy. Crazy. You touched on it briefly. What was
Yeah.
it that got you into toy photography, and who were your influences? Because I've got some pictures that you've done, and I just think these are fantastic.
That's a nice one.
Really liking that. So
You can see
talk us through this one.
so that shawa is the same one, you know. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's the same shawa that is repeated in different positions, and then I edited the picture, but basically it's the same single figure repeated in different shots.
Oh
Like,
wow.
yeah, it's the same.
Oh God.
Yeah. So
That's
what I do,
incredible. Wow.
what I told you is a collage thing. So what I do is like I took for example, in this one, I took the pictures of the shower in different positions as I
Yeah.
envision the picture that I want to do, and I took the picture, for example, of R2D2 like in that position, but in the table or whatever. But I took the picture,
Yeah.
and then I start mixing the images
Yeah.
to make it happen, and then I put a background that I take from the web. Uh,
Yep.
and I know how to play now with the shadows, etc. So it looks quite real, but not real, but it looks quite good. Yeah.
Oh. Do you know,
So
sometimes I wish people wouldn't talk me through how they did it, because I just find that incredible. I when I look at that, I just think that's 6 Jawas there, and
yeah.
it's
No,
just the
no,
one
it's just the
same
same
figure.
one.
That is incredible. God
Yeah.
damn, that's marvelous.
So yeah, I had influence for several Instagram accounts.
Yeah,
There are a couple of them that I like. For example, Let's Toy, that is a colleague in the Instagram accounts. He
yeah,
do a lot of stuff around superpowers, but he's great what he does. But he plays a lot real dioramas. That's the difference with me.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
am more like maybe it's not lazy, but I can tell that it's easier to not have a diorama and just do a picture from the
Well,
website that you
doing
take.
what
But
you've done with that picture of the Jawas, I wouldn't call that lazy. That's genius
yeah, no,
because
no,
I
it's not.
would
Yeah,
not have
that's what
thought
I
that.
don't.
You
I
know
don't
what I
want to
mean?
say
It's
lazy, but
yeah, yeah.
there are a lot of people that do real very great dioramas, and it's very hard to
Mm,
make them. And I don't have the ability to do it, but also probably I don't have enough time to do it. But some people do very great jobs. So I took usually ideas from a lot of people
mm,
from Instagram to really capture moments. And sometimes I do similar scenes that like it's not that I do the same exact one, but maybe they replicate a scene from the movie, and I say, hey, that's great. I should have done that. I don't know why they didn't. So
yeah,
basically,
yeah.
they copy the movie, and I copy the person. Not exactly the same scene, or but maybe some similar scenario. So um, yeah, you learn a lot when you see and you follow people and you start
Absolutely.
seeing
I've
stuff.
I've I've got another one here. I've got another one
Yeah,
here.
let's see
I'd like
that
this
one.
one a lot.
That was
Yeah,
that was pretty famous in terms of like it's one of the pictures that I have more like likes.
yeah,
Um, so this one I can tell that it was not so hard to do. This one I took a pictures. I took the picture in like a table,
yeah,
the four figures together. Then separately I took the picture of the land speeder.
yeah,
And what I use as a base, because I look a lot of images to use, but finally what I did is I used the same. So that rock, when they are
yeah.
standing, is the same rock of the movie. So basically, is the rock of the movie. I, I,
Okay.
I I use the picture of the movie. I just cut the rock and delete Obi-Wan and Luke that are there. But if you see the picture of the movie, it's the same. It's the same rock,
Oh
and I
wow.
put them there. And then of course I use a background also that I took from whatever that from Tatooine, no,
Crazy.
because they have the
Yeah,
two moons.
yeah.
And I did. So it was pretty. What I can tell is that one I did it like in 10 minutes. Like it was fast. I know right now to use also the program pretty fast. It's a program that I use. It's called Pixomatic that I use it in in the iPhone. So I did
Yeah.
everything. I do everything in my iPhone, and I I just pay an annual fee to have all the resources of this app to do the editing.
Mm.
But it's pretty nice to explore. Some people ask me about, hey, how to do the picture, etc., and I recommend this app because I think it's quite easy to use, and I learn a lot, like just trying and
Yeah.
having the mistake or not, but just trying to do stuff. So I can tell that some of the pictures take a lot of time, and some
Mm.
pictures are pretty easy to do. And it is an
I've got
experience because sometimes some picture that take me a lot to do,
yeah.
I didn't receive like the likes or
Yeah, yeah. No, I
the,
get that. Yeah,
the
wow.
thing that maybe the time
Yeah.
that I took this there, but sometimes I do other picture that I did it pretty fast and it was a good idea, but I did it like quite fast and it is like very well received.
It
So
gets loads of likes.
you never know
Like,
how.
yeah, that's right. That's right. I've got one more. What about this one? Personally, I mean, I like all your art, but this,
Yeah.
oh, I'm loving this. I just think this is, yeah, I like this.
This one.
And is that a custom Princess Leia back there that I see as well?
So yeah, basically what I did there is just the rest of the toys I had them and I just put them in position to
Yeah,
separate. I can tell you that all of those are separated pictures. So I didn't put all together and took the picture. I took the picture for all of them separated and then I put them in.
yeah.
But for Leia, what I did is I used the body of the original Leia from the first wave from 1977, and
Okay,
I
yeah, yeah.
I use the head of the Leia of Bespin that
Okay,
is
yeah,
from the Empire Strike Back, and I just
yeah.
edit. It's an edited image, so I have the body of the one toy and the head of the other toy, and is superposed in that picture. But basically, it's two toys in one.
Oh,
So it's a magic effect, basically.
so is that
Yeah, yeah,
just the one stormtrooper you've got there then that you've just
yeah, yeah.
photographed over and over? Yeah.
The stormtrooper is always one.
Yeah. Oh, that is
Yeah.
superb. Gotta say, that is really clever. I would never have known. I would have never known, and
Thank you,
it's
thank
just,
you. So it's
it's
a
absolutely
nice,
incredible.
yeah, it's a nice hobby. I like it. I would like to have more time to do it, but and it comes from depending the time. Sometimes I am like inspired, if I can say that, like I have
Yeah.
like one publication every 1 day or every 2 days, but sometimes I have like 2 3 weeks without publishing anything. So it depends on sometimes the time that I had
Mm.
or the inspiration. It depends for a lot of factors, but yeah,
That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Um, moving on. Do
yeah.
you have a sentimental piece in your collection or a prized piece in your collection? So something that
So
has like a lot of sentimental value, or something
yeah,
that you think, oh crikey, if I got to go quick, I'll take this toy with me. Which would
yeah.
that be?
So sentimental, I can tell this rough, this one is one, the
Yeah,
one of the, because I remember the moment that I saw it when I was a kid, so I remember
yeah,
that. So that sentiment, but that's not too pricey. So it's not cheap, but it's not extremely pricey.
yeah.
Uh, One of the the pricey one that I have is the Luke Stormtrooper from the vintage collection. I have it
Okay, yeah, yeah,
complete with the
yeah,
original helmet, and maybe
yeah.
that's hard to find with the gun and with the original helmet. And then the other stuff that I showed you about the Argentinian toyland,
Yeah.
this box sealed of the ring of that toyland is pretty hard to have. I got it like 1 week ago. It's pretty brand new,
Oh wow, not
brand
long
new for
then.
my collection.
Yeah.
But truly, this piece is hard to get. And I can tell that I will take it with me if I is this one. The one that I show you. The
Yeah,
thing
that
is,
is just, yeah, I like that.
and it have the referee, no, included, no, here.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Now,
cool.
what I can tell is, like, of course, if 99.9% of the people see this and say, "What, this guy is crazy," but for me, these pieces are very valuable for my
Yeah, but
memories, no,
that's
of course.
that's the thing, Nacho. I mean, it's everybody's different. Everybody will have their own personal sentimental figure that they remember as a kid, or for one reason or another.
It's crazy, yeah.
No one will think you're crazy because you've got that
No,
person
no.
in there. No one will
And,
think you're crazy.
it's fun because my brother, for example, with my brother, we share a lot of things together in terms of the collectibles, and it's
Yeah.
great because he can travel a lot to US. He lives in Brazil right now,
Mm.
but
Okay.
he travel a lot to US, so we get together at least once a year, and when he comes, we go to different, like, toy hunts, like to places that sell vintage toys here in Maryland or near
Mm.
the area, to just go and buy stuff. So we like that, like doing that instead of going out, I don't
Yeah.
know, to see a I don't know, a football game, that also we like football, but I mean, our when we get together, both of us, we do that. And it's crazy what I told you, because he thinks that what I like, this type of toys, like they are,
Yeah.
I don't want to say the word, but like they are shed, like they he don't he, yeah he, like he said, I don't know why you like that, of course, because he's not attached with that sentiment than I was, because it was
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
different moment in
Yeah.
our life. And he collects a lot of toys related to Transformers, but especially GoBots,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
the
Yeah.
GoBots.
Yeah.
He
I
have
know.
a
Go
lot
watch.
of
Yeah.
them. And the truth is that when he talks to me about GoBots, he's like very sentimental, and for me it's like,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
for me it's whatever. So it's as you said, even within this, we are grown in the same house, etc., but with a
Yeah.
different of couple of years, and the
Mm.
sentiment for different toy lines is completely
Absolutely.
different.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely. Definitely. Do you have a grail piece? Is there one piece that you would love in your collection, and you think, you see it and you go, yeah, I'll get that, and I don't mind how much I pay. Well, obviously within reason, but I don't mind how much I spend on that. Is there anything in particular that you would love to have in your collection, whether it's something you saw as a kid that you remember as a kid, or there's something that catches your eye in recent times?
But you mean that I have already, or the
No,
one that I?
that you don't have, that you want in your collection.
Okay, so probably there is there is a lot of them, but one that that the truth is that is one that I had, but I lost it, and I will. It's not
Okay.
that I want to recover. I will recover it. That
Oh, I
is
like that. I like
now
that.
that is the Technodrome from the Ninja Turtles. So is the playset, the Technodrome.
Yeah.
So the Technodrome, I had it when I was a kid, and it fall under this black hole that we lost it, basically, or we give it away. And I like it a lot. And I remember I have pictures when I was a kid with that, and it
Yeah.
was a very sentimental toy that I have very good memories. And I one of my quests is to recover it. It's not a hard quest because it's available quite often. And I went recently to a toy fair here in Maryland, and there were two of them there, and I see it in eBay
Mm.
often. The thing is that it's still quite pricey, but the others to have it complete, no. But the other stuff is that, as I told you, I am not yet there. I don't know why in this Ninja Turtle space. I
Yeah.
will be there,
Yeah.
but as soon as I start collecting them more hardcore, I will get the Technodrome. But that's one of the things that I will get.
Awesome.
Um, and then I am looking for, and it's hard yet for me, but because they are not too much available, or sometimes they ask for prices that are stupid for the
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
for the piece. Of course, it is important for me, but it's sometimes what they ask. But this toy line from Argentina, from the wrestling, they they are a couple of them that are still carded in the with no
Oh, well.
open, and they sell
Okay.
it in. Sometimes they are in eBay in eBay available. Sometimes are
Yeah.
in a local like eBay in Argentina. But yeah, I think that right now we are in the peak of the people like me that like that, and we have money. So the
Yeah.
people are like quite like taking the advantage of that to ask for a price
Oh, yeah.
that
Yeah.
sometimes it
Yeah.
doesn't match what potentially
Yeah.
should be. But
Yeah.
I would like to have some of those, and I am probably there. I am chasing some of them, so probably I will found them. But yeah, that's one of those. Yeah, I think that that's the the thing that I am interested in so far for now. Yeah,
Ah,
there's a lot of stuff
awesome.
that I can I can think,
Yeah.
but those are the
Yeah.
things that I have in my head.
If you could only collect one toy line, what would it be and why? So you've got all these different toy lines that you can choose from, but you can only pick one that you can carry on collecting. What would it be and why?
Yeah, I think that is Star Wars, but because I like it a lot, but I think that the offer of the different things that you can have from Star Wars is pretty big, and
Yeah.
it's not just the vintage collection that I didn't finish it yet. I have like still pending 10 or 15 figures from the original
Hmm.
Toyland,
Yeah.
but I think that the offer is pretty good, and it's not just about the original vintage Toyland. You have also the Power of the Force, the Power of the Force 2. You have the
Yeah.
uh, even they are now called vintage in a way because they are from 1995, 1996.
That's it.
But I think that the room for collect for Star Wars is pretty big compared to other toy lines. So if I had to choose one, I know that that one will continue to have stuff to collect. If I pick other one,
Yeah.
I know that from time to time, if I dig and I buy stuff, I will end it having everything. But that will never happen with Star Wars. So that's
Yeah.
the reason.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good reason. I'd never thought of it like that because
Mhm.
it is quite an extensive toy line, isn't it? Like you
Yeah.
say, you've got all the
Basically,
different like
it's
bigger
impossible
lines and
basically
stuff like that.
to have
Yeah, it is
everything bad. Yeah, I
impossible.
think.
Bloody expensive, and then I bet impossible. But yeah, it's
Yeah. So
expensive
yeah,
going.
I will think about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever considered starting your own channel, like YouTube
Um.
channel?
No, I didn't, but I think that is something that potentially can came up in a time. I think that, like, I mean, if someone asked me before, do you think about doing customs? I would have say no, definitely, like 5 years ago, and here we are.
Yeah,
I have even, I didn't show you this, but I have even for these Argentinian toys, I have mine. See this?
Oh wow.
So this is like Motu Masters of the Universe, but the
Yeah.
origins. And
Yeah.
I am trying to do the same, but with this toy
Oh
line.
wow.
So these are custom from myself.
That is cool. That is cool.
So if you tell me this 5 years ago, I would have said no, or I don't have the ability to do it, or I don't have
Yeah.
the I don't know the resource to do it, and I do it. So I think that the challenge is to put yourself on work and do the stuff. So I cannot tell you now that I think about it because don't, but
Yeah.
you never know. Maybe I can. If you tell me, I would like to have like a channel of potentially, yeah, maybe customs or something like that, about talking about the things that I create and share it. And
Yeah. Yeah.
but I don't know. It's something that I didn't think about it. So
Well, I'd subscribe. I'd be interested because I think I just anybody who has an artistic talent, whether it's been customs, photography, painting, drawings, whatever. I think you should put yourselves out there because there's so many talented people, and I've spoken to quite a few of them. I'm speaking to one now, and I'm just loving what you're doing, and I think it would be an absolute inspirational channel for you to do those customs and
thank you. Yeah,
to
well,
see that being done.
it's
Absolutely,
a potential door that can be open in a while.
yeah,
We'll
yeah.
see.
Don't let me push you into doing it.
Yeah, no,
Obviously,
no,
you've got to
no.
make your own mind up, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
no, it's absolute quality. I mean, I'm flabbergasted that those are the customs. I mean, the quality and the carbacks, it just
I have more if
absolutely
you want.
phenomenal.
This is masks.
Yeah, oh, please. Yeah, 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 yeah. Crack on. Yeah. Don't you worry about that. Whatever you got, just show it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So this one, interestingly, is the bubble is from a shower. So
Okay.
they have this space here because the shower is standing from here to above, and they have
Yeah.
this space like empty. But I figured it out that I can put here the mask, the figure helmet.
Yeah.
So it looks like it look nice. Uh,
It see, I wouldn't think that. Do you know what? I look at it and I just think that's it's just incredible, Nacho. It
yeah, but
really is.
and the truth is that I didn't knew until I had because I when I bought the bubbles, I received like a present from there is a store that sell bubbles from different sizes, different. It's incredible that, and that happens in US. I don't know in UK or in other place, but
Yeah.
in US you can find places that a guy like us, but is enthusiastic and want to do like some extra work having a business. But I mean, they do bubbles for action figures, for custom action figures,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you have different size for whatever you want to do. The thing is that they when I bought some of them, but the classical ones for the ones that I show you, this one, the typical ones,
Mm. Yeah.
they sent me some presents of other bubbles just for me to know what they are doing, and they sent me two of these shawa ones.
Mm.
When I had it like in my room for like 1 year just there because I said I don't know if I will do a shower custom or not, but I don't know what else I can put here that fits here. And then one day I was with the mask toys and I said I don't know how, but I took the bubble and say, hey, this fits here, and the helmet fits here. So like
Yeah.
you can have it like in a way that can be
Yeah.
nice to
That's
see.
yeah. Awesome.
And I did it basically, but it was like not planned from before. It was just a
Mm.
matter of luck. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. We're coming up to the top of the hour. I've just got two questions left
Okay.
for you.
It was fast. It was fast. So I
It
can
goes
say if
quick.
you
It,
want.
it goes
Yeah, yeah.
quick. It goes quick.
Mhm.
What gives you that toy collecting and photography buzz?
Sorry, can you repeat? Sorry.
What gives you that toy collecting buzz and your photography buzz? So, what gives you the buzz in collecting toys, and what gives you the buzz in taking your photography?
When you mean bus, what do you mean? Sorry.
Buzz. I mean, what excitement do you get from it? What does it give
Okay.
you?
Yeah, I think that it takes me back to places that I was happy, and it's not that. And I always say this. It's not that I am not happy now because I'm very
Yeah,
happy. I have my
yeah,
family, my work, everything goes well, luckily. But like I think that in my case, no, I don't speak for others. In my case, I have like an quite nice childhood, and this was part of it. Of course, it was not
yeah,
the cause of it because, of course, there have to be a lot of other stuff to be in place to have a happy childhood. But
Yeah.
this was part of the experience, and it's like trying to get some of those moments now. I don't know how to think about it, but like I work half at my home and half in an office, no? But from time to time, I'm in my office here at my house. I do home office, and I have all the stuff in the room that I have the office. And for me, it's great to like start the
Yeah.
day and like connect to a computer that is a totally different shop, nothing related to this. But for me, still just enter to the room and see 5 seconds the displays there, whatever I have, is like for
Yeah.
me like a nice feeling of remembering. I don't know how to explain, but I think that is the nostalgia, but the nostalgia
Yeah.
in a positive way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my comment is why we will want to get rid of it if it make us happy, basically. So
Absolutely.
what I told you, every time that I plan to do a picture or to do I mean a photo edit or a custom, the moment that I have the idea to what I want to do, that's the greatest moment of happiness, and it's great. I think that it's a hobby, and you need to maintain it to 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 have some kind of like disconnection
Mm.
from the daily basis. And for me, it works
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. It's like of course, I have my friends, my social life, my sport, my family, my work, etc. But I try to have a space that probably no one understands it. Well, the community understands it, but not
Yeah. Yeah.
my wife or my family. My brother, yes, my brother understand it well. But I mean, it's a moment for me, and I enjoy it basically, and I will keep it on as soon as I could do it. So that's the
Awesome.
yeah
Awesome. I've got a last one more question for you.
yeah
Last
yeah
one.
go for it.
What does your collection mean to you, and what does your photography mean to you?
Yeah. I think that the collection is the most important. I mean, the collection is the most important thing because it's the things that are more tangible for me or more real that I can
Yeah.
touch, I can have. The pictures are something that appear not so long ago and is great, but the thing that is most important for me is like the collection in terms of this, of course, what we are talking now. What
Yeah.
I always said is like, it's one of the most important things of the non-important things in my life. Of course, in life you have a lot of stuff that are really important, but this for me, as we say in Argentina, also about soccer, because we are very keen
Yes.
on soccer and in football, but we always said football is the most important thing of the not important things. So for me it works the same. Like, this is very important for me, but of course I understand that it's not the elemental, but for me it's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the what we talk the collection for me is part of my childhood, is part of my memories, and I want to keep them. Like, one keeps memories about whatever they want, I keep memories about it, and they are linked to my experience and my childhood. So it's the circle. The pictures are something, is a sidekick, or
Yeah.
like a sibling of that is an art that derivated from that. But I can tell that for me now, the customs are more important rather than the pictures, and they came later
Okay.
than the pictures. But
Yeah.
again, the customs, I can touch them. I mean, they are real.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I could say.
Awesome. That,
Yeah.
I like that answer. I think that is
And
yeah,
something that
that
I
is
try to make
fantastic.
it real, uh, materialize, is I sent you a picture. It was about the pictures. I made a book, but again,
Yes.
I made a book for me, not to be commercialized. It's just for me. Some people tell me, hey, you have to you have to sell this because it looks great, but I did it just for fun and to have it some memory, because I don't know how much time I will have the
Yeah.
Instagram open or whatever. So
Hang
if
on.
I can,
Let me just get that book up. Where
so there is a picture
there is. I'm trying to find it.
of,
Where are
of
you?
it's a book that you will say that it's a book that said
I think that's it. I think I've got it.
remember, it says
Have a look.
Ray Machine in Star Wars, but I can show you here. I think I have
This
it
one
here.
here.
This
Look
one,
at
yeah,
that.
exactly.
Oh, you made that book.
I made that book, yeah.
Oh my god!
So I did it.
Wow.
I did this one just for me. It's just a recompilation of all the
Yeah.
pictures that, not all of them, because I made other ones after. But I mean, when I did the book, I put all the pictures that I made from Star Wars, just from Star Wars, because I have
Yeah. Yeah.
in the account a lot of other stuff, but just from Star Wars. So I made this book in a way as a thing to retain it in physical, no, because the
Yeah.
account, you never know what happened with the images. If you don't save them well in a computer or whatever, you can miss the pictures. Here I know that I will keep it and it will be with me, and it's like and as I put it in the at the beginning, I put like, this is also a funny memory for my kids, like a fun a fun moment that I leave to my
Yeah.
kids also when they're older. So it's just a fun stuff that I like to do, and I can keep it for memory. So yeah.
That is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Wow. Wow. When I'm looking for those pictures, I didn't had no idea that a lot of those were customs and that you made that book.
Thank
I'm
you.
gobsmacked, Nacho. That is just absolute superb. Absolutely superb. Unfortunately, that has come to the end of the chat. Um, I've got to say, I thoroughly enjoyed chatting to you. Yeah,
I
absolutely
enjoyed also.
fantastic. Thank you so much.
No,
Where can
great.
people
And
find you on social media? What are your social media platforms?
so my social media is basically the Instagram account that is Vintage
Yeah,
Toy Pics. That you see
yeah,
there in my name is
yeah,
Vintage
yeah.
Toys Pics. Um, I had a TikTok account, but basically I have that one to edit a lot of videos that I use in Instagram. But the truth is that I am not keen on the toy on the TikTok account. It's just
Okay,
I use it as a complement. But the truth is that the account is from the Instagram Vintage Toy Pics.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
what I'll do then, I will leave your account details for your Instagram in the description below.
Okay,
Um,
great. Cool. Thank you.
like I say, I've just been blown away chatting to you, Nacho. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm just beaming because that is just you're a talented guy, mate. An absolute talented guy, and if you're not subscribed to Nacho's Instagram channel, I strongly suggest you do. It's Vintage Toy Pics, and the link will be in the description below. Um, Unfortunately, that has come to the end of the chat. I just want to say once again, Nacho, thank you so much for doing this. And for those of you watching, thank you so much. Really appreciate your support. Take care, stay safe, and we shall see you in the next video. And bye for now.
Thank you.